Hey everybody, Keith Campbell here with Keith and Sheila Realty Group, powered by Fathom Realty. So today I want to talk about solar panels. I'm running into more and more transactions where solar panels are an issue. Now look, I know they save you on your energy cost. The truth is though, for what they cost you, sometimes the payback is not as good as you would think it would be. So be very, very careful when you agree to either buy or lease solar panels. And I do not recommend you lease solar panels. And we'll dig into this a little bit here in a couple of seconds about why leasing is a bad idea. The other thing you have to consider is when we had the COVID storm this past February, a lot of people that didn't have battery backup on their solar panels still had no power. So when they lost utility power, they expected to have solar power, but they didn't, because snow was covering their solar panels. So there was no solar power being generated. Now, had they had a battery backup where that solar panel is drawing energy into the battery, they might have had some electricity for a period of time. So be careful about that. I am not an expert on solar panels, but as a former home inspector and as a realtor, I've had many interactions with them. So let's talk about what your options are with solar panels. And how does the Texas Real Estate Commission, how do they outline your options when it comes to contract forms in regards to selling a property where there's solar panels, depending on whether they're paid off, they're financed, or they're leased? So let's kind of dig into it. Paid off panels are the best. So if you have paid off solar panels and they're fully paid off, they're treated the same as any other fixture in paragraph 2 of the Texas 1 to 4 family contract, meaning they either convey or they don't. I've seen where people take them off, take them to their next house. Now there's a few things you have to be concerned about there. If you're the buyer and the seller's taking their solar panels with them because they're paid off or they're financing them and they don't want to pay it off when the transaction closes, so they want to take the panels with them, do not let them seal the roof penetrations where the panels were anchored to the roof with caulking or roof goo. There's all kinds of products they can tell you that will seal it. It is a short-term fix. Make sure the shingles that are penetrated are replaced, whether it's a 3-tab, whether it's a heavy composition, whatever it is. Now, if it's a standing seam metal roof, they don't penetrate the roof. They have clips that mount to the seams of the standing seam metal roof, which is a better application. But do not let them seal them. Those shingles need to be replaced. And 90% of the roofs out there are composition asphalt shingle, either 3-tab or heavy composition / architectural shingle. Make sure they're replaced. So finance panels. If the panels were financed, the solar panel company has likely placed a lien on the property. Paragraph 9B, subsection 4 of the TREC 1 to 4 family contract makes it clear that all existing liens must either be satisfied by the seller at closing or assumed by the buyer. The solar panel company might also have its own requirements that must be satisfied if the home and panels are sold. Encourage your sellers early in the process to review the contract they signed and the contract the solar panel company, preferably before the property is listed. Sellers and their listing agents would need to calculate the cost of satisfying the solar panel lien in their estimate of proceeds, or what we call an estimate of seller proceeds. If the lien is going to be assumed by the buyers, the parties need to seek help from a private attorney. As a real estate agent, we are not giving legal advice. We are not attorneys. The buyer should also speak with their lender, since assuming the lien could cause issues with obtaining a third-party financing. It could raise their debt-to-income ratio, is what they're basically saying there. Lease panels. If the panels are leased, the addendum regarding fixture leases, which is a Texas Realtors Form 1954, a TREC Form 52-0, must be used. These forms allow the buyers and sellers to negotiate whether the lease will be assumed and whether the panels will remain on the property. Additionally, the form requires sellers to deliver copies of the solar lease to the buyers, allows the buyers to terminate the contract if the sellers fail to timely deliver copies of the lease. And it reiterates that all liens must be satisfied at closing or assumed by the buyer or buyers. A solar company may have additional requirements that the buyers must satisfy before the lease can be assumed. And the assumption of the lease could cause issues with the buyers obtaining third-party financing. Again, it could raise their debt-to-income ratio. The buyers would need to consult with a private attorney and their lender to address any issues that arise relating to a solar panel lease. The bottom line is this: get legal counsel, know what you're dealing with. If they're going to be removed, make sure the roof is going to be repaired properly. Stay away from finance panels altogether. Lease panels altogether. And with finance panels, be very careful. If you're buying a house that has paid off panels, most of the time the seller is going to pay them off at closing, so they will be closed by the time that deed is titled into your name. But make sure, due diligence, due diligence, due diligence. I hope you like this video. Check up here where we talk about what is a PID. If you want to learn what a public improvement district is, just look right up here and check it out. Have a blessed and awesome day. And if Sheila or I can help you in any way with any real estate questions, needs, maybe you're going to get your tax estimation on your property taxes and you want to see if you can fight it with some comparable sold, we would love to help you with that. Have a blessed and awesome day. Talk to you soon.